By saying that, you are most welcome. The second part is administration of oaths.
Do solemnly, sincerely, and truly swear that the evidence I shall give before this committee shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Once again, I thank you. I can now go ahead and introduce the members of this committee. As I said, I'm the chairman and the speaker of the county assembly. Please introduce yourself.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. My name is Gideon Maria, MC Gideon, deputy speaker of the county assembly, and last year is with duty.
Thank you, honorable members. I will now invite the clerk to introduce the staff.
Good morning, gentlemen. I have my support team.
Answer report.
Thank you. Thank you, honorable members and the members of the staff. Madam Diajani of my
Thank you. Honorable Speaker, sorry I have a cold, but I will try my best to protect. I really thank the honorable members together with yourself for this opportunity to come before you. My name is Grace Garamabo, and I was born in a small village just a few kilometers from here, which is a pastoralist community in a very loving family made up of 6 girls and 2 boys. So, as you all know, attending school was not really a privilege for everybody. In a pastoralist community, the family sits and decides who goes to school. And I am happy that I was lucky that I'm one of the people who were chosen in my family to go to school, which my sister who follows me didn't. So it's like a sacrifice for them. And probably that is still what continues up to today in the county. But I'm happy to be here. I attended a mission primary school, Gorokesa Primary. Yes, Gorokesa Primary School, which is a mission school, and which is among the first. Yes, thank you. Among the first few schools to have been built by the mission, and sometimes I look back and I wonder if that school was not built, will I have got the opportunity to attend? So we are really grateful to the mission, the Catholic mission for the investment they have done in the schooling of the pastoralists. So with the first girl, probably I'll push over my originals.
Thank you.
Yes.
That's the ID.
Yes, I will give later the ID. So, which was also another first for us as a region, mostly because by then so few people made it to national schools. I was happy to be there, and I got an opportunity to interact with Kenya at that time from this setup where we were just conversing in one local language. Now you have to. I graduated from Alliance in 1996 and got admissions to the Moi University. And when I got the opportunity to pursue a bachelor's degree, it came naturally to me that the degree that I will choose what I pursued for the 4 years. I graduated in 2002. I volunteered, and I'm happy even then the school did well, and I spent the rest of my career building my career at Public Boys. I was employed as a teacher by the Teacher Service Commission in 2003. I soon rose to become the head of department for the languages, supervising teachers, teaching English, literature, and also Kiswahili. That's when I got an opportunity to supervise our current deputy governor. He was a teacher, teaching as a Kiswahili teacher, a very brilliant teacher. And I spent most of my time there, of course, mentoring boys, and also teaching my subject, and also managing the staff under me. At that moment, we had a library. I was also in charge of the library. In 2009, I got promotions to the position of a deputy teacher in also a very young school, Sakura Girls Secondary School, which was just beginning. So this was another challenge, and as a school that was growing, it did not have most of the facilities, including houses for teachers. So this was another experience for me because I had to commute from here to Kubibagasa, teaching, also now mentoring girls. Something that I did for 3 years, but we also built the school together with the head teacher from the scratch. In terms of facilities, lab facilities, staff quarter, more classes, and by the time I was leaving, the first lot had started with CSC, and we had the second best girl in the school. And these are some of the achievements. I also came to appreciate what it means really to mentor girls, for them to be educated, for them to be in a school setup. The fact that, they could miss fees, miss school because of that. And of course, you come in, you become a parent to them. They can fall sick in the boarding institution. That time the school does not have a bus, it does not have, and then preparing that student from that sector to the hospital setup becomes a very tough task. But these are things we did, we grew. In 2011, I felt I should further my education. That's when I took a study leave and joined the Catholic University of Eastern Africa and pursued a master's degree in curriculum studies, which I did my classwork. And by the time devolution came, 2013, I had finished my classwork and I felt I could contribute to my county. I applied and I got to serve. I was appointed as the CEC for tourism, culture, and social services, a position I held up to the end of that term. And this was one area which also gave me an opportunity to grow, because at devolution time we had only one staff in that department. Of course, people didn't know even what culture is, you know. It's not like water education, which had a grounded office and staff and all that. So it is building from the scratch, which we did together with the cabinet of that time, together with the governor who was giving us directions and guidance. And we had a lot of achievements, which I'm very proud of, because at the end of the day, culture, I think, became a very important component of the day-to-day functions of the county government. And I'm happy I can see Siba. Yes, maybe he left, he stepped out, because these are things we did together. We did as a team, not just me alone, but as a team. We had the Lake Turkana Cultural Festival, which became a very famous celebration for the county and for the region. We had other counties coming and benchmarking with us, and that is how Turkana County Festival, they call it the Tobonglore. That's how it was born, and really, you know, when we saw them coming to benchmark, really it told us, you know, we have grown. So those are some of the achievements. The Miss Tourism, I think, was a very famous component that gave an opportunity to girls for them to be mentored, for them to be encouraged. And I'm happy, Kabale Duba, the first Miss Tourism, the award that she won in the Asta Guardian Award, it was not also even for nursing. It was what she began when she was Miss Tourism at the department. We had opportunities to exhibit even as far as in Paris. I think I have a certificate there. We took our cultural groups, leaders across the 14 tribes, leaders, and we had an opportunity to exhibit. We also inherited, through the festival, the cohesion index of the county rose from, I think, according to an audit that was done, it rose, and it was, we were even nominated for an award, the Tagore Award, an international award for cohesion. So I'm sorry, I'm spending a bit of time on that. But then from there, 2017, the new government came into place, and just have a different experience. I've been a chief officer in different departments, which has given me a lot of appreciation. I was in culture, I was in agriculture, I was in education, and I believe everywhere I went, I think I truly gave myself, and I have quite a number of achievements if I was to dwell on that, but I may not do, time may not allow. For example, when I was in education, the TVETs, technical training colleges, some of them we developed from the scratch, like the Sako Vocational Center, others like the Loyangalani Center, Vocational Center. We built all this. We did a lot of improvement in terms of even just improving the working conditions of the staff. The same in agriculture, I did. It was a short stay, but I'm really happy. When I went back to culture, actually, I was really glad because I could come back and finish what we had not finished. The Mongole resort needed to be pushed so that it is operational. The cafeteria at the department, we had a vision. It was to give us a place, that could hold. Bongole, we put out adverts so that we could get people to manage. I was in the bit of doing this, but then again, I was transferred to the current position I hold. That is the health department. As a chief officer, I came in, of course, I felt overwhelmed when I came in because this is a huge department with a huge human resource. We have 1,320 staff, the biggest actually department. And this gave me also an opportunity to grow because at the end of the day, you have to think, you have to plan, you have to facilitate these people for them to deliver. And this is health. And in health, every minute counts in terms of even facilitation that you are doing, in terms of maybe it's a referral, it is an accident. And I took up the challenge. And I'm happy the governor gave me that. And I have grown, I have appreciated the department, I've appreciated the skills that we have in the department. Our role is just to empower them, facilitate them, create a good working condition for them so that they are able to deliver. That is my background. Thank you.
Thank you. Now for the identity card original. Thank you. Honorable members, now the nominee has introduced herself. I will now call upon any member of committee who has or who wish to give or to declare conflict of interest at this point. None? Thank you. We proceed. Madam Nominee, we are now getting to the next phase of our meeting. The vetting will start. You will be asked, based on your introduction and your career in civil servant and your experience, both at the first devolution, the second devolution, and now this is the third devolution you are now being vetted for. Based on all these factors, I know your net worth.
But I have assets, 2 of them. That is a house in Majengo. Roughly, I think I have written the value. Then I have another one in Rongai, worth around 7 million. The one in Majengo around 9 million. Then I have a vehicle, which is around, is it 4 million, something like that, yes.
Okay, thank you. You have stated a Majengo house at 9 million, Rongai house 7 million, farm at 4 million. Card, what is the any other assets or any other income, source of your income, apart from the houses in Rongai and Majengo, plus your car?
I'm still a member of Mwalimu Sacco, which I have shares of, I think, 1 point something million there. I had taken a loan from the SACCO. I'm still repaying that loan. I took mortgage and car loan in the first regime, which I'm still paying. So those are some of the responsibility. For example, if you look at my salary, it's down because I'm still paying servicing those mortgages.
This salary is 61,000. Is it for chief officer?
Chief, that is what
61,000.
I'm receiving.
Yes.
Because I'm paying those loans and mortgages.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I think you should have disclosed the gross amount so that, if you said your salary, you are still on payroll of the county government and you are chief officer for health, and your salary is 61,000.
Yes.
Then it doesn't reflect well.
It doesn't.
Yes, 61,000 is a subordinate staff. Maybe a driver.
No, but when you are reducing, you are servicing a car loan, a mortgage. What else? Also, I am still contributing to SACCOs, a county SACCO, Mwalimu SACCO. I think I'm investing.
But you should say whether it is, if the gross salary for chief officer is 200,000, should indicate that 200,000.
Yes.
Then the rest will come under that.
Will come under that.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Have you ever been charged or convicted in any court of law?
No.
No. Are you a member of any political party?
No.
Have you participated in last general election?
Yes.
You voted?
I voted.
Were you actively involved in any politics of Marsabit County by any way, by any chance?
No.
No. Thank you. Do you have any dual citizenship apart from Kenya?
Kenya, no. Yes.
Have you ever traveled outside the country?
Yes.
Okay. With your ID or with your?
My passport.
With your passport.
Yes.
Thank you. Honorable members, the floor is open.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair. Madam Grace Galmo.
Yes.
I have just a few questions. In a vast county like Marsabit, drug supply is always a challenge. It's always a major challenge. Health facilities across the county most of the time run out of drugs and hospital supplies. For planning from the responsible position, how will you ensure that drugs are always available in all these health facilities area? And in your answer, you touch on financial. And then across the county, we have several dispensaries built which are not operational currently. So I think the purpose of building those dispensaries is to benefit the community. The problem, as you have said, you were the chief officer in the same field. Was it the resource to equip the dispensary was the problem, or the personnel to operate? What was the problem, actually? Another question. We have employees or the staffs at the ground level in those humble villages. And most of the time they are very reluctant. You go there in those villages and you see the people when they are talking about the health. It's not the matter to be reluctant with. And what will be your take under your leadership? How can you tackle this? And as you have said, this is the last question. You have worked as the CEO in the same department. What were the challenges maybe that you have encountered, and how will you overcome them? Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. You may respond to that as we proceed.
Thank you, Chair. The issue from the drug supply, it is true that supply has not been enough to all the facilities. And the biggest challenge, because now I have the information as the chief officer, this is something that I've been struggling with. Curative and the curative, that is medical, is 90 million. The first request was done in terms of for the drugs, and we have a very clear system of requesting for drugs. At the sub-county levels, we have facility in charges who are trained on this ordering protocol. We have also the county pharmacist, who is the head of all these pharmacists. So the request happens usually at the facility. The facility, we have 106 facilities, rural facilities in our county. So they do their request. What they need, they do it online. And this reaches the sub-county pharmacist, who scales it up to the county pharmacist. The county pharmacist, I'm just explaining the process of request. The county pharmacist aggregates all this together, so that at the end of the day, there is a cost, because on KEMSA online portal, there is also cost. So it's able to do for us roughly the costing. And that is when we raise an LPO. And once the LPO is raised, together with our request, we send to KEMSA. They look through what they have, and they also send us back acknowledgement of what is available. At that, we do our commitment. And the last quarter, I told them to do. And I was very surprised that the request was coming to 70 million. That is just one quarter. How many quarters do we have? 4 quarters. So what does that mean? That is 280 million per year. If we are to do what we are supposed to do, so that our facilities do not run out of drugs, we need a budget of 280 million. But all along we've been having 90 million. And this 90 million is not just drugs. There are lab reagents, there is the dialysis also, which is a high consumer of reagents. The budget still comes from there. There is the hospital foods for the 4 sub-county hospitals come from there. At the end of the day, the budget is not adequate. So these are some of the challenges. And currently, our request is on KEMSA, on their online portal. They have refused to acknowledge because we already owe them money, around 38 million. So they said until we pay. Until we pay. We also wrote a commitment letter that we will pay, signed by myself and the Chief Officer of Finance, but they declined. They say until your budget is passed. So for the last almost 5 months, our hospitals and our facilities have been going without drugs. And that is quite unfortunate. And I think even for us, whether, I go through or somebody else comes in, I mean, the issue of drugs budgeting is a responsibility that we must take up very seriously, so that at least, because drug is just as important, is more important than food. And right now, we are going through the drought, and then children are getting sick, and they cannot get even the basic essential drugs. So I think the challenge has not been with the department, the challenge has been with money, the challenge has been with budget. Of course, KEMSA also has its own monopolies and its own shortcomings, because when we do our request to KEMSA 100%, what they are able to give us is 40%. So the fill rate of the order is really very low, and I think the Senate went to court so that monopoly from KEMSA is taken, and I think there is some decision being made at High Court, so that at least counties will be given free hand to be able to purchase from also other providers. Yes.
Before Before you proceed, Madam Yamo,
Yes.
are you saying the entire budget for medical facilities or medical services at the Marsabit County is only 90 million in terms of medics?
In terms of medicine, yes.
Only 90.
And it's not just medicine, because the 90 million is now so many other things also.
So it-
Food, AIs, you know, reagents.
So everything is 90?
90.
The entire budget of that
Yes.
department is 90?
Yes.
Okay.
And yet our 1/4 need is 70 million.
Okay.
Yes.
You're done?
So, yes,
Yes,
if I
continue.
can move to the next, facilities which are built but not operational. This is also true. We have a number of facilities. Probably you'll come to learn that the ward projections, the ward budget usually comes from the ground. It comes from the ground, and most of the time the department has little input in terms of equipping or filling the gaps which are there. So as a result, we have so many buildings